Air quality in New Delhi has been declared officially very poor. At the same time, COVID-19 cases continue to surge, new cases hitting almost 38,000. Well, Neha Punia joins us live now from New Delhi with more on the situation. So, Neha, Delhi's chief minister has told the Indian Prime Minister that rising pollution is behind the surge in coronavirus cases. That's clearly the case, but if you could explain how so and what can we expect next?
Well, for weeks now, Delhi has become the worst hit state in the entire country, and we've seen a third wave that's proved to be more brutal than anything we've seen so far since the pandemic started. And the Delhi government says it firmly believes that the toxic air that residents are breathing has a big role to play. There have been studies conducted that prove a direct correlation between increasing COVID-19 infection rates and increasing toxicity in the air. For weeks now, Delhi's air quality has deteriorated, often hitting the 900 figures, where the permissible limit is 50. And experts believe that the air pollution is actually off the charts, so much so it cannot be measured beyond 900 here in Delhi. And we've already seen a 13% increase in COVID-19 cases in the first half of November, according to doctors, and they're blaming this on air pollution. Doctors say that the toxic air and the particulate matter in this toxic air is a perfect carrier for the coronavirus. They believe that this air pollution exacerbates respiratory distress and makes a mild COVID-19 infection into a very serious one, and so much so that it's also pushing up Delhi's death toll. We've seen more than 100 deaths being reported every single day for 3 days now, and in the last 1 week, 20% of all of India's COVID-19 deaths came from Delhi alone. And the worry is it's going to get a lot worse in the coming weeks, where the mercury is dipping. That means that the toxic air is just settled on the city's skyline, and the government is predicting there will be at least 15,000 COVID-19 cases being reported every day, where we're only seeing about 5,000 right now.
So you've just told us about the double scourge, the twin scourge of smog and the pandemic. How likely is this to turn into a triple threat, throwing in the winter season that is approaching, and how's the government preparing for that?
It's certainly a concern, one that the Delhi government admitted months ago, saying that we know that the residents of Delhi and North India are going to be battling this double jeopardy of sorts. And already the Delhi government has implemented various rules. They've banned construction for the time being. There's a ban on the entry of trucks into the city state. They've also got a war room set up that's monitoring pollution levels round the clock. Around Diwali, they banned firecrackers. While most people complied with that rule, there were, of course, many people who defied it too, and experts believe that did push up Delhi's air quality index, making it a lot worse than it was before Diwali. But the real problem seems to be stubble burning. That's when farmers burn their residue crop as a way of clearing their fields for the next round of sowing. It's an activity that's banned, but the Delhi government is now urging the Prime Minister, asking him to help him try and address this issue, to work with neighbouring states where this problem persists. It's unclear what the Prime Minister is planning to do about it, but there have been some efforts, one aimed at fining farmers who are defining the ban, and the other, of course, a social awareness program. But the concern here is that the problem is already here. You can't sort of address it now. You've only got to cope with it, which is why Delhi is also simultaneously focusing on arranging more beds, on tripling its testing capacity, and hoping that before winter ends, it's going to get a lot better before it gets a lot worse.
Yeah, Neha Punia reporting from New Delhi. Thank you for that report.